Hello, everybody. I'm Judy Meredith, and today I'm speaking with Angela Kane. And Angela is an expert and participant in our summit, the Daring Dancer Summit, where we are addressing the topic of fear and how to overcome it, live with it if necessary, and manifest the life that you want to live, the life of your dreams, and make your life come out the way you want it to. So welcome, Angela.
Thank you, Judy. It's great to be here.
It's great to talk with you, and I'm very excited about the summit. And
Me too.
in there, we were talking about fear, and your book is specifically addressing that topic. And in your own life, you learned a lot of ways of overcoming fear and understanding it. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. Well, obviously we go into quite a lot of detail in the summit interview. So people that are, resonating with what we're saying can catch that interview. That's obviously a lot longer. It's about an hour, I think, Judy, isn't it? Or just short of an hour.
Yes.
But, fear is such a huge thing in most people's lives, I found. And I know it was in mine, and it stopped me from doing so many things. Because I was afraid of, I had that massive fear of rejection. And I was so terrified that I might be rejected for certain things or by certain people that I wouldn't do anything about it. And many, many opportunities passed me by because of that fear of rejection. And I learned that, fear is an energy like everything else. It's an emotion that we can move through, that we can actually dissipate the fear that we feel in our body. We can actually let that go. And I think we're always going to feel fear as human beings. Each time we start to step outside of our comfort zone, we're going to get scared. And that's perfectly normal and natural. But as long as we don't let that fear completely debilitate and paralyze us, we can learn to say, okay, I'm feeling scared. This is a feeling, and actually feel where you're feeling it in your body. I feel mostly in either my solar plexus or my abdomen, and I can feel it and I can concentrate on it. And then I can, make it feel bigger and bigger, and then just breathe into it and let it go.
That's a wonderful technique to use. And I think you did mention this technique and taught this technique during the summit interview. And I've been practicing that. And I can attest that it is very, very, very helpful. It sounds, in listening to you speak, that you almost had a fear of not being enough, or a feeling that you weren't enough. And I think a lot of women do have that. And I think we discussed this briefly as well. What would you say to somebody who says,
oh gosh,
it's not enough, I don't have what it takes,
Yeah. Well, I totally know how you're feeling if you feel that, and I it took me years and years and years, well over 30 years, to even start to realize that, okay, yes, I am enough and I am good enough. And, what I have to say will resonate with some people and will help some people. And for the people that don't like it or don't agree with it, I'm okay with that now, because we're all different and we all resonate to different things. But years ago, the thought that one person might not agree with what I said or would like what I said would stop me doing anything. Hence, it took me all those years to write my first book. And I've wanted to write a book for years and years and years. And now I know some people will love it and some people will probably hate it, and that's fine. Well, I'm okay with that now.
I was one who loved it. So tell the listeners the title of that book.
I called it From Fear to Fabulous because that's how I felt for so many years, fear.
And now you're taking other women on that journey from fear to fabulous. And that writing that book was a big piece of that.
It was, yes, because I really honed in on and tried to condense the steps that I take my clients through to go from feeling fear to feeling fabulous.
Well, I can attest that that book is very effective because I have read it and am implementing. And I think implementing is very important to implement in our lives. And I love the book. And I
Thank
also
you, Judy. That's really kind of you.
And I spoke to another expert who mentioned that, like you said, you sat back and didn't do the things that were within you, and being fearful of not being enough to do that. And one of the other experts mentioned, in telling her life story, that we can't plan to implement something. We can't plan to learn something and then implement it. We have to implement, and that's when we learn. So
that's right. Yes.
I just want to encourage all the listeners, start implementing, and you will become prepared through the process of implementing. And I know that
absolutely, yes. And I the other night, I just before I was going to sleep, it suddenly dawned on me, because I so enjoyed writing that book, and it dawned on me that I knew I would write another one, but I didn't know what it would be about, and it dawned on me what I'm going to write my next book about.
Wonderful. And, what is it?
It's about the journey of my soul, my soul's journey. And I because I work with women a similar age to me, women in the second half of their life, and it's so important to me that I help those women to live their best possible life in the later years, because so many people write themselves off, once they get to 45, 50 plus, they think, oh, there's nothing I can do now, my life is pretty much over, and all I've got to look forward to is getting older, and that's so not the case.
So not the case. I'm so glad you brought that up. This is a wonderful gift that you're giving to women through the work that you do. And I've been in that place myself where I felt like, well, I guess I pretty much did what I'm supposed to do. But you know what? If you aren't gone yet and you're still here, you're not done.
Absolutely. And look at you, Judy, running this summit and everything now, which is fantastic. It's absolutely amazing. And I used to think for so many years, why did it have to take me over 30 years? Why could I not have this knowledge when I was in my 20s? And then it dawned on me the other night that, well, of course I couldn't, because then I wouldn't have gone through the pain and the traumas and the heartbreak and so on to learn the lessons that I've learned. And then
go ahead.
And then I realized that this is what I know to be my soul's journey.
And that's wonderful.
Because I believe that that we agree to have I believe that we have an agreement, a soul agreement, and that this is all agreed before we incarnate into this life.
And hearing you talk about this just really supports the point that you made, that women in this age group really need to be looking at manifesting the things in their life and getting in touch with what their soul is here to do.
Yes.
Because of all the training, because they are at this point in life. Do you know what I mean? So
because the people of our age group have so much to offer.
That's it.
Judy, with all our experience as well, we have so much to offer the world.
Absolutely.
And I just feel so blessed that I finally found the courage to get out there and to speak from my heart and to tell people, what's worked for me and what's worked for women that I've worked with, and know that you can do it too. And that is so important to me.
Absolutely. And you're a great role model for women. And so, Angela, thank you for being you and for the work that you're doing. And
thank you, Judy. It's my absolute pleasure.
I will be watching for your book. So you now have people watching for it. So you'll have to get busy.
Yeah, I haven't started it yet, but I will do soon.
And then before we end, want to remind the listeners, get on that Daring Dancers Summit. It's free.
Absolutely.
And you can find out through Angela where and how, and get the opt-in link and click on that thing and get access, right? And
Yeah.
be
We look forward to you receiving much more wisdom from us and from the other speakers as well.
yes, and Angela and I will be having more conversations too that we will be talking. So thank you, Angela.
Thanks, Judy. Take care. Talk
Okay,
to you
you too.
soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.